Hey guys, thanks for coming back to On The Go Crypto. We're going to cover Bittensor Tao today. Bittensor is a monster. There's a lot to Bittensor that people don't really pay attention to. There are a lot of things that caused this run up in price. You see we're up 464,000 plus percent on the all-time chart, hitting CoinMarketCap just under a year ago at $12. Today resting at $5.90 after popping up in price discovery mode in the last couple of days to a looks like almost $700 price. Now, why did it run up like this out of nowhere? What is it? What's going on, and what are the plans? Where do I think it can go from here? We're going to cover those things briefly. It's a Cinderella story, but there's a lot more to it than the face value. So first, I want to thank you guys for coming back to another video. Please do give the video a like, guys. That's all I ever need from you fine ladies and gentlemen, and you guys are building this channel for me every single day. I really appreciate your time, your attention, and especially every single one of those likes, guys. They are really the building blocks of the channel, so I do appreciate your support. Now, Bittensor. It came out. It didn't fly under the radar. It hit CoinMarketCap already at around $11. As soon as it hit CoinMarketCap, you can see that immediate spike straight up to $12.61. Kind of rode down, but for something that hit CoinMarketCap at $12, to be in a downward slump at $35 is doing okay. Now, something to know about Bittensor before we get into this price action and why exactly it happened. They have the exact same tokenomics and halving schedule as Bitcoin. So Bittensor refers to itself as a token in its white paper and all of its academic papers. It refers to itself as a token and its tokenomics, but it is a coin. Bittensor is a blockchain. It's an ecosystem. It's its own thing completely, but you will hear it referred to as a token. So for all the sticklers out there, if I refer to this as a token, just know that they refer to themselves as a token also before you go nuts and go Karen on me in the comments. So Bittensor has the exact same tokenomics as Bitcoin, 21 million. They have a 4-year halving cycle exactly like Bitcoin. That's nice. It's nice to see somebody else doing that. Now, why did this go insane? This is super important. So Vitalik Buterin, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, wrote what you would call more or less a position paper, if you will, in the end of January about AI and blockchain and how the sectors intermingle, things that need to happen, his opinion on the entire thing. It was more of a position paper, really, like a thesis. So in this thesis or this position paper, he specifically names Bittensor. He doesn't, tell people to go buy it. He doesn't say, I own it. He doesn't do anything like that. It's very brief. If you want to find the articles yourself, you can just type into Google or whatever, Vitalik Buterin, Bittensor Tao. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of references to this exact paper. Now, this is an excerpt of one of the articles. I'm going to show you a couple of them. It's important because it's important to see how simple and abstract the reference is. The rally comes, it talks about how far up it went in price. The rally comes after Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin mentioned Tao in a recent article about artificial intelligence in crypto, titled The Promise and Challenges of Crypto and AI Applications. In it, Buterin categorizes the intersection between both fields into 4 areas. That's not important. Buterin writes that Bittensor plays a role in the context of using cryptographic techniques to create trustworthy, decentralized AI systems. Unlike fully encrypted AI models, Bittensor focuses on using crypto incentives to improve AI without the extensive use of cryptography for encryption. Now, it goes on to mention how the article was shared on social media and the whole crypto world went nuts and bought Tao. That's the long and short of it, seriously. This is a whole article on the block that came out back on February 6th talking about this as well. Excuse me. And it's basically the focus here. What I want to focus on is how this was not important because he wouldn't have mentioned Bittensor by name if he didn't have some sort of conviction in what it is that Bittensor is doing. Bittensor is a product of OpenTensor Foundation. They are the sort of parent organization over Bittensor, and Tao is the token used in the Bittensor blockchain. So he obviously has knowledge and confidence in OpenTensor and Bittensor, or he wouldn't have specifically name dropped them, right? So But it's interesting how it's just so subtle, and it wasn't exactly, a fangirl cheerleading squad mention. It was just very brief, and it's turned into a wild powerhouse move up to the upside. It says here, Bittensor Tao token has risen more than 90% during the past 2 weeks and surpassed a market capitalization of $3 billion on Tuesday. The token was up 12% and trading at $482 as of 12:51 p.m. Eastern Time, according to CoinGecko. Now, this is what's important. This is where it just itemizes it. What caused this? About a week ago, Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin appeared to express support for Bittensor. In a blog post, Buterin said that Bittensor offered an opportunity to incentivize the creation of better AI by offering financial incentives. Using crypto incentives to incentivize making better AI can be done without also going down the full rabbit hole of using cryptography to completely encrypt it. Approaches like Bittensor fall into this category. That's what he wrote. Okay, this is all my rambling. This is what it's leading up to. Approaches like Bittensor fall into this category. So that's it. Literally, that is it. So we're talking about this kind of price action right here. So this was all Bittensor on their own. Everything appreciating from $12 to, looks like we rolled over at around $350+. But then it fell down, and then that position paper comes out of nowhere right about there, somewhere right in there, around $258. And then before you know it, we're sitting right underneath $700. $668 is what it looks like it pegged out on CoinMarketCap on the 15th. So where is this going? Now, obviously, $700 per is a very expensive asset, right? But you have to look at what's happening. He wouldn't have name dropped Bittensor if it didn't have serious potential, if he didn't have conviction, and if he knows it has potential and he has conviction in it, why wouldn't he be holding it? Let that just be that's not conspiracy, that's just common sense, right? Why wouldn't he be holding something that he has a conviction in? So he wrote a whole position paper on this entire topic and then picked this coin out of all of the AI cryptos, and there is a shitload of them. So he picked these guys out of everyone and chose to attach himself to it. Whether or not you think that's what he was meant to do, that's what happened. You've seen the articles. I read them to you. That's the narrative, and that's the way it's being painted. So that reality is perception, and the perception is the reality. And the perception is that he has attached himself to this crypto, and that is why we have this giant run-up. It's insane. Even in the last 30 days, it's up 91% total. Even if we take away this beautiful bullish all-time chart and just isolate it to 30 days. Look at this, So look at the volume also. I mean, the volume's pretty steady. So I think that we need to evaluate this deeper than just an article. So what are they doing? If you go to their website from CoinMarketCap, you're brought to this page. Very stark, very interesting, visually striking, and if you watch this guy in the middle for long enough, you'll get very relaxed and sleepy. So they started their own version of ChatGPT-4, basically, a deep learning neural network model, right? They started their own one called Corcel, or Corcel, C-O-R-C-E-L. Now, I've tried it, and it's very interesting. It's very similar. It's a little drier and a little more forthcoming. There's a little bit more info, I think, than you get in ChatGPT. But if you want to get into their white paper, you can come here and check it out. They have the wallet. They have a very interesting vibe here. You can get into their Discord. It's just it almost looks very alien and very tech. It's interesting. I think that what we could see out of this is, I'm very conservative, so I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but there's really no telling how high this can go. The tokenomics speak for themselves. Circulating supply is only 30% out on a 21 million Bitcoin model, 4.5 year halving. So with only 30% of the supply out right now, I think that this could actually do an easy 10x. So I would say if you were looking for a hedge against your riskier, dirtier degen plays, that it wouldn't hurt to hold this now, what's basically an industrial coin at this point. I think we could see 3 to 6K this cycle, and I'm being conservative. I know there's people that have wild, crazy numbers out there, but we have to understand that AI in crypto is new, and we have to be realistic. So I think that if you 3K would be more on the slam dunk side of it, an easy 5 or 6K, or excuse me, an easy 5 or 6X, and I think that a 10X is on the high end of what we could see this cycle out of this. I think that's what it is. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not, shading or putting any shade on it or fudding it. I think that it's very expensive already, and this is all, not even talking about the fact that Vitalik could promote this. Vitalik could come out and speak to this further. He could make this go up higher. If he comes out and says anything else, $580 is going to look like a distant past in the rearview mirror up this way. That's just the way it is. Vitalik is, he's a celebrity in crypto, basically. So, aside from something like that, some sort of black swan event causing the price to go nuts up with him talking about it or a partnership with him in any way, I think that a conservative 5 to 10X is easy this bull cycle, possibly more. Let me know what you guys think. Come join us in the Patreon Discord, guys. Discord family in here. There's levels for everybody. If you need somebody to do the hard work for you, I'm here for you. If you just want to be a part of a community where you don't have to do all the hard work and be alone, we have levels for that as well. It's a family vibe. It's always positivity and encouragement in there, guys. You really need to be a part of a group. Maybe our group is not for you, but you need to find one 100%. We're about positivity and encouragement. Some groups are just about, other things. So feel free to come see us in the family. If you don't, you keep it here on the channel, guys. I appreciate your time and attention regardless. Just be sure to take care of each other. Watch out for the scammers in the comments. I'll never contact you first. Check the handle. Make sure it's me. Take care of each other. Don't treat each other like crap. There's enough negativity in the real world. Let crypto be positive. Until the next video, guys, stay calm and make that money. Thanks again.